You are doing investing in Singapore wrong. Not because you're buying the wrong stocks, but because of how you think about investing. When I first started, I thought of investing as my escape plan, the ticket out of the rat race and the job that I absolutely hated. I wanted quick results, big wins and an early retirement in Singapore, but instead all I got was stress, frustration and a portfolio full of random ass stocks that never went anywhere. So, if you've ever wondered why you're doing everything right but still not getting anywhere closer to financial freedom, I've been there too. I know exactly how that feels because that was me a few years ago. I was doing everything I was supposed to, saving money, trying to invest, following YouTube gurus online, but nothing seemed to work. And that's how my investing journey really started. I was in my 20s and I started a new job working as a physio in a hospital. I can always remember at that time my salary was $2,800, which arguably was not a lot of money. You guys know how much money it takes to live in Singapore, right? But because I hated my job to the core, I didn't like what I was doing and I desperately just wanted to get out of the rat race like everyone else in Singapore today, especially in the 20s or 30s. And that's what really pushed me to learn more about trading and investing. And within a few months, I was totally mesmerized by the world of technical analysis, which is just a very cheap way of saying learning how to read a bunch of charts. I thought that as long as I learned a few chart patterns, I could predict the future. All I really needed to do was press a few buttons, follow a few fake gurus on YouTube, become a millionaire and just quit my job. If only life was that simple. I also had the worst shiny object syndrome, even jumping from things like Singapore stocks to US stocks like Tesla and even volatile things like Bitcoin. What I eventually ended up with was a bunch of random ass stocks in my portfolio that didn't make sense at all. I was honestly spread so thinly across all of these stocks that I would just have been better off if I just invested into the S&P 500. I even tried day trading full time for 2 whole years, thinking they would bring me financial freedom. Instead, it brought me nothing but anxiety and burnout. I was definitely losing both money and momentum, and every bad trade made me more frustrated that I wasn't getting closer to financial freedom, especially living in Singapore. And thinking back retrospectively, I realized that I didn't have a system. I didn't have accountability, and most importantly, I didn't have anyone to guide me on this journey, especially when nobody taught these things in school. And that's when it finally dawned on me. The real problem isn't about learning how to invest, it's about learning how to stay invested while being emotionally stable. Learning how to continually invest with confidence and be able to sleep at night peacefully when the recessions come, and believe me, it will come for you no matter who you are. I don't care who your father is or who your parents are. It doesn't matter, it all comes to us the moment we invest into the stock market. Things will happen down the road. But nowadays, almost anything that you want to learn can be learned online from Google, YouTube, and even AI. There are tons of financial advice, investing systems, and knowledge out there on the internet. I must also say this, it depends on the person that you're following. Not everything out there is great, but there's a lot of great people out there saying good things. There's a lot of bad ones as well, so follow the right people, right? You're obviously yourself if you tell me that you don't know how to invest or you don't know how to get started investing. That's going to be the worst reason at this point of time. Anything can be found online. You tell me you don't know how to do it? Rubbish, right? How difficult can it be to watch a couple of YouTube videos, read a couple of blog posts, or whatever medium that you use to educate yourself? You can just choose one of them and go for it. Like, we watch movies and Netflix all the time. I watched 7 seasons of The Rookie, 7 whole freaking seasons. Every episode is 45 minutes. And you tell me that you cannot spare a couple hours or even just 1 hour just to educate yourself on something that can potentially change your life? That's when I realized investing isn't difficult because it's complicated. It's difficult because of all the emotions that we feel when we are dealing with money. It definitely exposes all our fears, impatience, and insecurities about money. Especially growing up in Singapore, we're taught to save hard, study hard, and conform like everyone else in the box. That's why it's so difficult to do something like this that we're not taught in school. If you take the recent tariff event in March, for example, the markets fell like 20 to 30% in such a crazy amount of time. From a pure objective standpoint, let's say you throw your emotions out of the window, people should be super happy and excited from a investing point of view because you get to buy all your stocks at such a big discount. But what is the reality? People panic when that happened because for those who already invested, they saw their portfolios drop overnight. For those who haven't invested, they were afraid that what if I invest now and then the markets drop even more? Then they'll be missing out on all this extra action, and then they're like, oh, let me just wait for it for a while more. I don't want to, invest here because it's going to drop further. So what do most people do? They sit on the sidelines, they never do anything, and then they just wait for the markets to recover. Then when the markets recover like now, they bitch and moan and tell all their families, I knew it, I should have bought it back then, man. I knew it all along, I would make so much money if I invested then. I swear for those of you who are watching, you are either one of them or you know someone like that. Definitely. So instead of creating another course or stock picking group to teach financial advice like everyone else out there, something that could potentially change how we think about money in Singapore. Not another investment class, but a movement. And that's the Millionaire Project, a private community I started to inspire 10,000 Singaporeans to invest $100,000 over the next 5 to 10 years and become future millionaires when we retire. The secret to investing is not about the hottest tips or timing the market. It's about consistency, discipline, and emotional control when it happens in the market. And that's exactly where my expertise comes in. If you've been watching my channel, following my Instagram, my Telegram, or whatever it is, you know that I am the master of consistency. I do the same things over and over and over again, and because of those systems and habits that I've accumulated, I continue to get good results with my investing portfolio. Inside the community, you'll also have practical starter resources like a before you start investing checklist, where we talk about the importance of having an emergency fund and preparing for big ticket items like your weddings and renovation before you even start investing. You'll also be able to see the exact investing system that I set up for myself to ensure that I'm consistently investing for the long term, and also some mistakes that I made on my investing journey so that you can save yourself all that time, money, and most importantly, frustration in your life. My YouTube videos can only do so much and reach you guys on a very surface level. This community allows me the opportunity to work closer with you guys that are interested so that, we go deeper into the problems that you have and we can really target the root of the problem instead of just dealing with some of the more superficial issues. I learned the hard way when I overextended myself and invested too much money into the markets, and I couldn't buy my resale HDB for years. And that's exactly why I built this community, to help you avoid making these same mistakes as well. But knowing what to do is only half the battle. The real challenge is staying consistent month after month. That's why the Millionaire Project runs on a clear system of accountability. Every month we will meet on a Zoom call for the money diaries, where we sit down to do our personal finances together, and you'll be able to ask questions on the psychology behind why you do certain things. Why do you panic sell? Why do you FOMO? And why do you even struggle so hard to save money every month just to invest? This is also one of my favorite parts, is to find the accountability partners with people who are exactly on the same journey as you, so you definitely kind of resonate better with them as well. So imagine if you are saving for $100,000 by 30, for example, and then another person in the group is also doing the same thing. You guys can definitely connect and share your goals, share your thoughts, share the struggles, and you can definitely be more accountable because you're gonna have somebody along the way, almost like a gym buddy, right? Imagine yourself starting to work out because you're going to the gym alone. It's gonna be lonely, you're gonna have doubts, and it's just gonna make it so much easier to skip that workout day. So with the right accountability partner, it's going to be so much harder because you have someone that you don't want to disappoint other than yourself. And because access matters a lot, I'll also be in your corner dropping weekly Q&A videos and replying all your questions that you guys could possibly have. You also get to see behind the scenes from my YouTube channel as I document my investing portfolio, and you'll be able to see the wins, the mistakes, and everything else in between transparently. And just like how you have a gym membership that motivates you to continuously hit the gym, there is a small paywall every month so that you have enough skin in the game. That way you can continuously stay accountable and be able to consistently invest your way to the almighty millionaire status that we are chasing so hard in Singapore. Of course, investing and becoming a millionaire is not guaranteed, but this is the vision and goal that I have in mind for you guys. So we're just going to work towards it and make sure that we stay accountable. We can't control the outcome of like becoming a millionaire, for example, but we can control the input, which is basically the amount of money that we invest, how consistent we are, and how much effort we put in to understand investing and the psychology behind investing. Right now, I'm offering an early bird discount of $29 per month for the first 50 people who sign up. So click the link down below in the description box, or you can scan here on the QR code to sign up now. Honestly speaking, I really wanted to do one-on-one financial consulting for people so that I could help them have a deep dive into their finances and change their lives. But MAS came out with the rules that you cannot do financial consulting unless you are a licensed financial advisor, and a financial advisor cannot anyhow post things on YouTube. So it's a chicken and egg problem, right? And I had to quickly pivot and start this private community instead. Perhaps it's also for the best because I realized the obvious reasons that people are struggling with their finances were not because they didn't know how, but they didn't know why and how to deal with their broken relationship with money, which leads to a lot of emotional decisions when it comes to investing. Of course, I really enjoy making YouTube videos, and you guys can see it, right? I show up week after week for the last 2 years talking about personal finances and investing, but I'm just not so sure how much impact it has on you guys. Maybe you guys tune in every other week and you kind of give yourself a bit of motivation or entertainment, and then just click it back off and then go back to your lives, right? Personally, that's not enough for me. I will continue to make YouTube videos, that's for sure, but I want to make a bigger and deeper impact on people. If you think that the flex is to become a millionaire in Singapore one day, imagine this on my resume. I helped to inspire 10,000 Singaporeans to become millionaires. That's the real flex. If you enjoyed watching this video here, then you'll probably enjoy watching this video here. Thanks for watching, have an amazing day as usual, and I'll see you guys in the next few videos. Bye bye.